Welcome to Neosho Wildcat Baseball, live on KNEO.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're now locked into the official pregame show of the Neosho Wildcats. Now let's go to the game site for all the action.
And good afternoon, Wildcat fans. Welcome to the Roy B. Schaefer Baseball Stadium. John Ball with you, and the Neosho Wildcats playing for third place in the Roy B. Schaefer tournament. We'll be playing the Carthage Tigers. Carthage comes in with a record of 6-1, having been beat by Stafford in 8 innings the other night, 3-4. So we find out now Stafford has yet to lose a ball game, so they'll be in that final game this evening at 6 o'clock, and they'll be playing a buzzsaw. Now, when I say buzzsaw, I'm talking about the Lebanon Yellow Jackets. They beat the Cats last night in 5.5 by a score of 10-0. But the Cats have a distinction. Everybody else that they've scored at least 12 runs. So the Cats can take a little solace in that. We had a 2-hitter last night. The two people that got hits were catcher Kenton Smith, and the designated hitter, Cooper Charlton, both of whom are in the lineup tonight. This is the pregame show. It's being brought to you by ProLube Motor and Tire Maintenance Center. We are going to start this ball game about 3 o'clock, but right now we're going to take a timeout, and we'll be right back after this. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network.
Hi, this is Pastor Mike from Calvary of Neosho, and I want to take a few moments to give you hope today. Are you feeling overwhelmed with the daily struggles of affording rent, paying for groceries, buying gas? I want you to know that there is a God who is big enough to handle all these problems and bring you relief. He wants you to live free from worry and stress. James 4:2 says, "You have not because you ask not." Have you asked God to help you today? For KNEO Radio, I'm Mike Leake.
People's Bank of Seneca, proudly investing in our community and you since 1996. Locations in Joplin, Neosho, and Seneca. Bank PBS, peoplesbankofseneca.com.
Being a Lion comes with a reputation for excellence. Whether it's in the classroom, on the court, or in the community, Lions are leading the way. With innovative and immersive academic programs, new scholarship opportunities, and a campus committed to the future, now is the perfect time to find your purpose. Find your pride at Missouri Southern State University.
Today's Wildcat game is brought to you by Edgewood Bowling Center of Neosho, Missouri. Located at 2811 Gardner Edgewood Drive, they now have new synthetic lanes for adult and children bowling leagues and a smoke-free environment. They also have a certified pro shop and hosting for private parties. They offer Cosmic Glow Bowling on Fridays and Saturdays after 9 p.m. To learn more about Edgewood Bowling Center and their leagues for adults and children, the phone number is 417-451-4505.
Are you hitting the road without the protection you need? Your car is your trusted companion, but it still needs a safety net. Get the auto insurance you deserve with Community Insurance. Our affordable plans are designed to protect you from life's little bumps and unexpected detours. Visit our website at firstcommunityinsurance.net or call us today at 870-793-9876. Community Insurance, your trusted companion on the road of life. Community Insurance is a subsidiary of First Community Bank.
Sam Gorham and Aaron Mitchell are your specialty risk insurance agents for Neosho and the surrounding area. They've been involved in Neosho sports since their own high school days and know the importance of athletic competition and how it teaches students life lessons every day. For all your home, auto, life, farm, ranch, and crop insurance needs, call Sam Gorham today at 417-850-5116 or Aaron Mitchell at 417-483-8337. You can also learn more online at specialtyriskinsuranceagency.com. Go Wildcats!
We're back at Roy Schaefer Stadium, which is in the Marion Family Complex. We're getting ready to play for the third place game. Cats got here by beating Southwest of Washburn at noon on Thursday. They took 8 innings, but they won that ball game by a score of 4-3. Then they turned around that evening and they played Purdy, and they beat them by a score of 10-4. Then last night, as we said earlier, they had a buzzsaw in Lebanon and got beat 10-0. Carthage is just the other direction. Carthage has won 6 ball games now. The one ball game they lost, as we said, was to Stafford. So they're coming in with the tournament record basically the same as the Cats, 2-3. So it should be a good ball game. We're excited. You can see that Coach Bo Hessel's got his team out there kind of getting ready to play the ball game. We're going to have a little bit of a change-up. Boston Patterson is going to be pitching tonight for the Cats, and that changes the lineup just a little bit. As we've said earlier, Coach Hessel is in a great position. He's got a lot of arms to put onto the mound, but not only that, he's got kids that can play multiple positions. So he uses those, and I expect the Cats to come out firing on all cylinders tonight. It should be a really good ball game. The Carthage Tigers are coached by a very familiar face in the area, Kevin Berge, who spent 4 years at McDonald County. Then he came back to Carthage, where he's coaching. Now, his dad coached in Carthage in the late 80s and the early 90s. He loves being back in Carthage. He says all of his family is there, and it's a great opportunity for him. They are senior heavy. This could be the very best year that Carthage has had in a long time. When Coach Berge took over the team, this being the first year, the last 3 years have been tough for Carthage. In 3 years, they've only had 18 victories, so they're looking to try to right that ship today as well and continue to move forward. As we said, they've only been beaten one time, and we can expect a whole lot out of them as far as the ball game is concerned. As I said, this is the pregame show. It's being brought to you by ProLube Tire and Auto. We're going to take another 3-minute timeout. We will come back with keys to the Cats, and we will have the starting lineup. So we'll take that timeout, and we will be right back.
At ProLube Tire and Auto Center, we know what it means to rely on your vehicle. We race all year and know how to get that extra inch out of every part. Precision, quality, and reliability are not just words to us. It's what we do every day. We know you rely on your vehicle to perform for your family. From oil changes to full-on repairs, ProLube gives you the best racetrack team experience, so you can be worry-free.
ProLube Tire and Auto Center, where we get it right on the road and the track.
Well, what kind of a man or woman should you be if you're going to be used of God?
Billy Graham.
The man God uses will have a love for his brothers and sisters in the ministry. Jesus said, "By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, and that ye have love one to another. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you." And then secondly, we're to serve one another. Jesus said, "Whosoever of you will be the chiefest shall be the servant of all." Our Lord washing the disciples' feet. We should be servants of one another. Thirdly, we're to be patient with each other. The servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men. Paul said in 1 Thessalonians 5, be patient with each other.
Patience, service, love. These are the qualities of a true servant of God. Learn more at findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho serves the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer business banking services including checking and savings accounts, business loans, and electronic banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, a proud sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, equal housing lender, member FDIC, where their slogan is Southwest Missouri Bank.
I am a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm here to talk about life, your dreams, your work, your family, and how you can protect it all with a company that will talk to you with the honesty of a farmer and take care of you with the integrity of a neighbor. I'll make sure no detail is left uncovered so your family can breathe easy. Because just like you, I chose to build a life in Missouri too. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm from Missouri for life.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
At Calvary Neosho, we aren't your grandmother's church because she lives in Akron, Ohio, and that would be a terribly long commute for church. But if she did live in Neosho, we at Calvary would be delighted to have her come visit us. And since you live here, we would definitely like you to come visit us. Then, when your Nana comes to visit for Christmas, you can bring her to church and introduce us to her. We're sure she is a delightful lady. You can find us at Facebook/Calvary of Neosho or join us in person at 3650 Oak Ridge Extension. We gather for worship Sundays at 10:30 a.m. Calvary Neosho. Not your grandma's church, but we'd sure like to meet her.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Wildcats!
Welcome back to Roy Schaefer Stadium. We're getting ready for the third place ball game in the Roy Schaefer tournament, a tournament that's not only spanned 3 days starting on Thursday. We were at 2 different ball fields. We homed it here in Neosho. Then Aurora was good enough to offer their facilities. Hey, congratulations to Coach Hessel and his staff. They have put on a simply magnificent tournament. There's been very few hiccups along the way. And if you're up here in the press box with old Dave Marty, you can see that there is all kinds of food and things like that for us to eat. And as a broadcaster, if you look at me, you'll see that I've done my fair share of eating along the way. This ball game is being brought to you in part by Neosho Nazarene Church. They're not only part of the ball game today, but they're part of the Neosho community. They'd like to invite you to visit them at Neosho Nazarene Church on Fair Hill Drive, just off Neosho Boulevard. Sunday morning services are at 8 o'clock and 10:30, and Sunday school is at 9:30. For more information, the number at Neosho Nazarene Church is 417-451-1847 or online at neoshonaz.org. And go Cats, and that's sure what we want to do. The Cats had a rough outing last night. We're going to do the very best we can to right the ship here today, and hopefully we're going to get going fast. We'll have keys to the Cats here in just a few more minutes. As I said, we had the 7th place ball game at 10:30 this morning. It was a little bit chilly from what the officials tell me, and game time it's going to be 48 degrees, and our barometer for wind is the same American flag that we've seen in front of George Washington Carver, which is almost dead center field, and the flag is flowing out towards right field, so we've got that to contend with today. In the 5th place game, it was Aurora winning, and this is going to be an exciting ball game with the Carthage Tigers. We're going to take one more time out. We will come back with keys to the Cats, and before too long we'll be ready to start this ball game. You are watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. State Farm agent Eric Norris and his team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call and saves you time and money. So go for the win and score big savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way to help life go right. Call State Farm agent Eric Norris at 417-451-6666 for more information. And go Wildcats!
Hi, I'm Pastor Jeremy Bridges with the Canopy Church, and I want to give you some encouragement today. No matter how far you feel from God, right now, did you know He's never more than a prayer away? Psalm 145 says, "The Lord is near to all who call upon Him." If you need to reconnect with God today, He's just one prayer away. If you need to ask for forgiveness, He's just one prayer away. If you need God's help or guidance, all it takes is a prayer. If you haven't talked to God in weeks and you know your relationship with Him isn't as it should be, cry out to Him. It's just one prayer away. And if salvation is what you need, ask Him. He's just one prayer away. Have you talked to God today? He's waiting to hear from you. For KNEO Radio, I'm Jeremy Bridges.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Joe Ringstaff, your Neosho Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Joe Ringstaff is a proud sponsor of the Neosho Wildcats on KNEO. For all your investment needs, call 417-451-7789 or stop by the office at 2502 Lusk Drive, Suite D in Neosho. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
This is Pastor Barry Reel from the First Free Will Baptist Church of Neosho. Though our culture seems to be rejecting the idea of truth, we remain committed to obeying God's Word by speaking the truth in love. We would love to share God's truth and love with you. We're located at 960 Burr Crossing Road in Neosho, and we meet on Sunday mornings at 10:45 a.m. and then again on Sunday and Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Find us on Facebook at First Free Will Baptist Neosho or call 918-413-5465.
Family Market, located at 201 North Neosho Boulevard, is your friendly hometown grocery store with delicious deli and the best selection of fresh meats and beautiful produce. Family Market can also take care of all your catering needs. Whether your upcoming event is big or small, Family Market can handle it all. Call 451-0057. That's 451-0057. Check out the Family Market Facebook page for weekly specials. Go Wildcats from Family Market of Neosho.
I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm for working hard for what you get and then protecting what you've got. Your home, your vehicles, your life. I'm for making an honest living and taking pride in what you do, and for giving back to the community I call home. I'm for serving my clients with the respect and dignity you would expect from the farmers that started this company. And though I know you probably hope you never need me, I'm here for you when you do. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and if you're a Missourian, I'm for you.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
It's about 15 minutes away from game time. We are at the Roy B. Shaver Stadium. We appreciate you listening to us tonight, but one better than that. Why don't you come on out here and root on the Cats? They are certainly deserving of your support. It's a beautiful evening. Looks like it's going to be about 48 degrees at game time. There's a little wind, but if you do come out, be sure you bundle up pretty good so you'll be comfortable and enjoy the ball game. It's time now for Keys for the Cats. Keys for the Cats are sponsored by your State Farm agent, Eric Norris in Neosho. Located at 437 West Kohler Street in Neosho, Eric and his team offer a variety of insurance services for individual and businesses. To learn more, go online at ericnorrisinsurance.com or the phone number is 417-451-6666 and go Cats. What do the Cats got to do in order to win tonight? We're going to start off with C. C stands for Catch the Vision. We can win this ball game and just put yesterday behind us and get it out of the way and be done with it. If we put the bat on the ball and we're disciplined at the plate, we've got a great, great opportunity. We know with Coach Kevin Berge in Carthage, his what we saw from him in McDonald County is he wants his pitchers to throw strikes, put the ball in play, so we want to help them do that. A stands where we've got to be active on the bases. Now, we've shown we've got a lot of speed. Cade Spiva, Finn Versluis, Young Charlton, all of those people have got a lot of speed. It's a foregone conclusion if we get on first base, we're going to try to get to second base. If we get in scoring position, then our opportunities are that much better. T stands for track down those fly balls. Now, there was a lot of wind in the ball game yesterday afternoon, and unfortunately, because of a lot of different reasons. We let the ball get back behind us, and it went all the way to the fence. That's kind of things allowed extra bases for the Lebanon bunch, and they certainly took advantage of it. So I have a feeling that we'll be playing a little bit farther back today, and we'll have some real good opportunities because we've got the outfield that can do it. And that outfield is with Brody Crane over in left field, Vin Versluis in center field, and Cage Spiva over in right field. And then S stands for score, score, score. If we score first, we score early, and we keep going, then we've got a great, great opportunity. Now, here's one of those deals where Carthage has won several ball games. They've only lost one ball game. Let's put them in a position where they're really uncomfortable. And by uncomfortable, that means we jump out ahead of them, and we put the pressure on them to score more runs in order to get the ball game done. So there are the keys for the Cats. We've got the two officials out at home plate. We're going to take another timeout, then we'll be back with the starting lineups. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Clark Funeral Homes, with two locations, 312 South Wood Street in Neosho and Highway B at Highway 86 in Granby, is proud to be a part of these local communities. Established in 1890, they specialize in a variety of funeral service options, including traditional, cremation, and graveside services. They also offer monuments. Clark Funeral Homes, 417-451-2345, or online at clarkfuneralhomes.com, a sponsor of KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network.
We all have those days where we don't want to get up. But when we have true discipline and choose to rise up, we become the best version of ourselves. To start your journey today, visit risefitnesscenter.com.
Fawcett Greenhouse at 898 Baxter Street in Neosho is a proud supporter of Neosho sports. Springtime brings growing season and baseball to the Neosho area, and Fawcett Greenhouse supports all Neosho spring sports and wants to wish all Wildcats good luck for a happy and safe season of competition. Fawcett Greenhouse can supply you with all your home landscaping and gardening needs. For more information, the number is 417-451-5369 or FawcettGreenhouse.com.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the four-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
And welcome back to Roy B. Shaver Stadium. As you can hear, PA announcer Dave Marty is introducing the Carthage Tigers. They will be in the blue and gray. They are the visitors. The Cats will be in their black and white. Starting for the Tigers is Langston Morgan. He wears number 8 and he plays center field. Number 2 hitters is Tyler Perry. He plays shortstop. Ethan Stark, he will play right field. Zach Hounsell, the catcher, is in the 4 spot. Taylor Stephen Diggs plays first base. Brady Carlton will play shortstop. The DH is going to be Caleb York. Lane Lemberkamp is going to be the pitcher tonight, and Mason Adams will be playing second base for the Cats. And it's going to be Boston Patterson on the mound for the Cats tonight. Number 1 is going to be Hudson Williams, the third baseman. We're already starting this ball game, so we'll get going here real fast, and then we'll give you the Cats as it comes about. Here comes the first pitch from Boston Patterson. A call strike 1. Good way to get the ball game going. Morgan steps back for just a minute, steps back in. We've not seen Boston Patterson pitch. We've seen him play a lot of football. That ball is inside and high for a ball, so the count's even at 1-1. He's been playing, and he has proved to be a speedster for the Neosho Wildcats. Here comes the next pitch, and low and outside. Nice job by Smith to be able to keep that ball in front of him. So the Cats come in and they are ready and willing. As I said, we want to right the ship from last night and get that thing behind us. There's call strike 2. That evens the count at 2-2. And Boston Patterson walking around the mound for just a minute or two. Getting this first out says a lot about the tempo of the game, so we're excited about that. Here comes Patterson's pitch, and it's low and inside for a ball. So we've got a full count. Patterson looks down at Smith. He gets the signal, takes a big deep breath. Here comes a pitch, and there's a ground ball. It goes to first base. First base is throw it over to Boston Patterson for the first out. Nice job. Oh, no, he beat it out. He did. He beat it out, but it sure looked like it. That was a ground ball that was made to order to Colton Southern, and we're going to Coach Hessel's going to come out and say, wait a minute, it looked like he was out to us. And obviously the base umpire said, no, that's not the case. So we will give Mr. Morgan a hit and a runner on. Here is the third baseman, Ty Perry. Steps in on the right-hand side of the plate. Patterson pitching from the stretch, like it was going to be a bunt, but he held back and it's high ball 1. It looked like that was just a made-to-order play. The ball went to Southern. He was a little bit farther out playing first base, and looked like to me like Patterson got over there and made the play. But I'm not over on first base. Patterson throws the ball over to first base, just kind of let the runner say, yeah, I know you're here. Patterson from the stretch, here it is, and he almost had him. Canton Smith up and throwing the ball back behind the runner, and the runner gets back in time, but the count now is 2 balls and no strikes. Wind's picked up just a little bit, and flags are pretty straight out, blowing towards right field. Here comes the next pitch from Boston Patterson, and it's a foul ball. Went right back behind us for strike 1. Patterson comes with the next pitch, and it is a bunt. He's got the ball and over to first base, and the out is out, but Morgan goes ahead. So it is a 1-3, 1 out. Now for the Cats, it's Williams at third base. It is Hughes at shortstop. It is Nichols at second base. Southern at first. On the mound is Boston Patterson and Canton Smith behind the plate. Here comes the stretch. Looks back at second base. Here comes the pitch underway. Low and outside for a ball. In the outfield, it's Brody Crane, Finn Versluis, and Cade Spiva. Be with us next Tuesday night when we'll be in Pittsburgh. We will be taking on St. Mary's Culligan. Big deep breath by Boston. Looking back over to second base. Here comes the pitch. And there's another one. I'd say outside. Nice job by Smith to keep that ball in front of him and keep the runner from advancing to third. Here's another deep breath. Here comes the pitch. Ball 3, low. Well, I would assume that Ethan Stark plays right field, has got 3 balls. He will probably be taking this one all the way. Here comes the pitch. Strike 1. It's exactly the best way to get back into the count. There is 1 out and a runner on second base. It is the top half of the first inning. Thanks for joining us. Neosho Wildcats are taking on the Carthage Tigers. There's a ground ball hit. Hughes does a great job of stopping. The ball bounces out, and the runner comes sliding in. He got the ball over to Hudson Williams, but I think the ball hit his head and bounced out. So there's a runner on first and third.
Batting cleanup, the catcher, Zach Holmschel.
Here's Zach Holmschel, the catcher. Going to stop, and he's going to talk to Coach for just a minute. See exactly what needs to be done. Catcher Smith is out there talking to Boston Patterson. Coach Hessel comes out, and he has a word with him as well. Cats may very well play at the plate if it's an ground ball inside. Now, home plate umpire is marking something down on his page, and he's going to come back, and he's getting ready to play. And here comes the first pitch from Boston Patterson. Ball low. Runner on third base, and Stark is over on first base. Patterson just looking around, goes to first base, then third base, kind of just surveys the situation. Throws the ball over to Southern at first. Runner's back in plenty of time. Boston looks down. He gets the sign from Kenton. He's ready to go. He looks around. Here comes a pitch, and it's swung on. It's going to be foul, out of play. But that's strike one. That evens the count at 1-1. There is one out. We're in the first inning of the third place ball game of the Roy B. Schaefer tournament. Neosho Wildcats playing the Carthage Tigers. As we said, next Tuesday, Coach P and I will be in Pittsburgh, and we'll be taking on the St. Mary's Culligans, and we'll have another ball game the next Tuesday, and then it gets real busy after that. Boston looks down, and there's a swung on strike two. So there's a ball and 2 strikes now. Thought that might be the time that Canton would throw the ball down to first base, because Stark was over there almost in no man's land. Boston doing a good job of making sure that Stark stays pretty close there to first base. A ball and 2 strikes, and here comes a delivery. And there, Stark moves on down to second base. So the count's 2-2 with 1 out. Runners now on second and third. Loaded up for the 4-hitter has Zach Hanschel. Here comes a pitch, and he got him. So there's the second out.
Brings up the first baseman, Tyler Stephen Digg.
Here's Tyler Stephen Digg, the first baseman. He's a big, lanky young man. Wears number 42 on the back of his jersey, and he'll step in there from the right-hand side. Here comes the first pitch, and that's swung on. And it goes over to Hughes. Hughes gets it over to first base in time, and the Cats do it. They leave 2 stranded, so it's a 6-3, third out, and the Neosho Wildcats are coming up to bat. You are watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network, and we will be right back right after this.
Insurance Benefits Consultants now has 2 locations to serve you. They're located at 1009 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho and at 701 Northwest McNelly Road in Bentonville, Arkansas. They are proud supporters of the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. They provide Medicare and Medicaid supplemental policies, as well as life, health, and group health insurance plans from companies like Allstate and Colonial. For more information, call 417-451-4244 or in Arkansas, 479-431-5226.
Welcome back to Roy Shaver Stadium. There's a half inning and the Carthage Tigers failed to be able to score. The Northwest Arkansas Naturals begin their 2020 24 season at Arvest Ballpark in Northwest Arkansas on Friday, April the 5th, and they versus the Tulsa Drillers. Ball games is slated to start at 7:05. For ticket information, you can go to NWANaturals.com, a proud supporter of high school baseball. So here we go, and for the Cats, it's going to be Williams, Spiva, Hughes, Smith, Charlton, Southern, Crane, Nichols, Versluis. So we are ready to go. The Cats are pitcher on the mound. The pitcher of record is Linderkamp. He's a senior this year, and looks like he's throwing fastballs. He's getting ready to throw one. This ball's going to go down to second base, and we'll be ready to get this ball game underway.
Leading off the Wildcats, third baseman, Hudson Williams.
Hudson Williams, third baseman, he's shown some speed as well. He's put the bat on the ball. That's exactly what the Cats have got to do tonight in order to get going. Did a great job defensively in order to keep Carthage from scoring. They had runners on second and third, and we were able to make the play 6-3 to get the third out after a strikeout by Boston Patterson. There's the next pitch, and there's a call strike. So it's a ball and one strike. Van Lindenkamp works pretty fast, and there's a ball low and inside. We'll get his name right here in a minute, Lindenkamp. Hudson's going to take a step out for just a minute before he steps back in. He's going to do something to kind of slow him down just a little bit. Here comes a pitch from Blaine, and that's low for a ball. Counts now 3-1. In the ball game yesterday, Hudson Williams had the distinction of walking and getting on base 3 times. And there's ball 4. So there's
second right fielder, Cade Spiva.
Here's Cade Spiva. Williams is on first base. He's looking down at his coach's arm piece. His arm coach, we'll say. And he's jumping back and forth, which is very typical of him. And Linderkamp is going to take a minute or two to stop him and look it over. He steps off the mound. He comes from the stretch now. Looks over at first base. And there's the first pitch, and it's called strike 1. Williams dancing around over there on first base again. And there's a throw back, and nice catch, and a diving catch by first baseman Taylor Stevens Diggs. Taylor Stevens Diggs at first base. We'll get all the names down here in just a few minutes. Looks down, here comes a pitch to Spiva, and it's a foul ball that goes right down the first baseline, just about 2 feet foul. So there's no balls and 2 strikes. Quentin Hughes, the shortstop, will be up next, and then it'll be catcher Canton Smith. And there's a ball that we're going to get to second base. Ball jumped way up high, and Williams came back, got his weakness about him, and we're going to say that's an E on 1, but he's at second base, so the Cats have got a runner in scoring position. It may change a little bit about what Spiva does. He's got 2 strikes on him now, though, so that ball's inside for a ball. Linderkamp is back. He looks down, comes from the stretch, looks over at second base. Here comes the pitch, and that one's high and inside, so that evens the count at 2-2. Spiva steps out and he comes back in. They're going to do what they can to mess with the Linderkamp's timing, I believe. And now Spiva thinks he's taking too much time, so he calls timeout and steps out of the box. Runner at second base in Hudson Williams. He walked and then took second base on an overthrow. Second baseman is guarding the plate. What a great place to be able to hit the ball up between first and second base. That was swung on and foul ball out of play. The throw back to second base, and Hudson's there in plenty of time. I'm thinking about a tournament like this with as many ball games as we've played. There's several opportunities to scout the team you're playing. There's a ground ball, goes to second base. Williams is going to take third and the 4-3 out. So there's one out, and Williams is on third base. Here's Quentin Hughes. Now, what happened the other night is Spiva hit the ball up into the power alley, and he started the inning off with a triple, and Hughes came up and launched the ball up in the air and got the RBI, and the Cats got a run. We'll see if that happens today. Hughes is standing in there. Here's the first pitch, and it's called strike one. He looks like he's poised as a cat to jump, and there's swung on, strike two. Looked like he might be trying to put that ball into right field. The right fielder is playing well between first and second base. If we had a ball down the line, you could run until next week. There's a ball outside. Well, it's a great opportunity for Cats with one, and Hughes strikes out. That is the second out, and the runner the runner Williams is still on second base. Here's Kenton Smith. He had one of the two hits last night against the Yellow Jackets from Lebanon. He just kind of touched the ball right up in center field. In fact, center field looks like it's wide open now. Carthage is playing just a little bit awkward in the outfield. They're shaded over towards left field. Always enjoy going to Carthage and playing at the ballpark over there. That ballpark has just a whole lot of history to it. And there's a ball. That's ball two. Smith gets on then. It is Cooper Charlton, the guy that got the other hit last night for the Cats. He's a sophomore DH. Here comes the pitch from Linderkamp. And there's a ball hit right up through the middle, and he's going to score a run for the Cats. And Caden gets a base hit. So the Cats score first. Charlton's a lefty. He will stand on the left-hand side, and we're going to have, looks like, is that Drake Swift, the senior, is going to be the pinch runner for Smith, so he can get back over and get his gear on and get ready to catch the next inning. Charlton has the ability to be able to hit the ball to left field as well, which is a little bit out of kilter for a lot of people, but he's a lefty, so being able to carry that ball into left field is really a great trait. Drake Swift's exactly what his name implies. He's pretty swift, and we're liable to see him take off to second base. And there's a foul, strike one. Charlton gets on. It's going to be the first baseman, Colton Southern. It was a close play over there at first base. Swift back in time. Here comes the pitch. And Linderkamp, and there it is, and there's Charlton trying to go to right field, but that's going to go out on the field house between the Roy Shaver Stadium and the softball field. We've got girls practicing softball over here on the other side. The Linderkamp looks down and steps off the mound for just a minute. Drake Swift goes back to first base. Now he's back on. He's ready to go. Here comes the pitch to Charlton, and there goes Drake Swift, and he gets there in plenty of time. So stolen base, and now we've got another runner in scoring position. There's 2 outs. A Linderkamp from the stretch. Here comes the pitch. And call strike 3. Rung him up. But the Cats do score. They get 1, and at the end of 1 inning of play, it's a Neosho Wildcats 1, the Carthage Tigers 0. You're watching KNEO and Radio, and you are listening to the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
The law offices of Wood & Peterson is sponsoring this portion of Neosho Wildcat Athletics, located at 217 South Lafayette, Neosho, and 431 Virginia Avenue in Joplin. They serve Southwest Missouri with personal claim representation. For more information, the phone number is 417-451-4141 or online at neoshoattorney.com. The law offices of Wood & Peterson are proud supporters of the Neosho Wildcats.
My name's Pastor James for the Neosho Church of Nazarene. Just have a privilege here to share with you a word of encouragement today. You know, in the world in which we live, people are always making plans. We're trying to navigate through life, and sometimes life can be kind of complicated and rather layered as we're trying to figure out direction and trajectory and all of these things. But the Bible tells us to commit all of our plans to the Lord, to trust in the Lord with all our heart, to lean not on our own understanding, to acknowledge Him in all our ways, and He will make our path straight. I'm a firm believer that the Lord has incredible plans for our lives, and so many times we deviate from those because we get to chasing after all of these other things that are out there in the world. The Bible tells us that before we were even born, that the Lord had things that He wanted our lives to accomplish. And so I would just encourage all of you today, and I don't think it's by accident that you've stumbled across this video, and I would just encourage you to seek the Lord, to lean in and to find out what He has for your life, because I promise you that will be the best life that you could live. May the Lord bless you. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Welcome back to Roy B. Shaver Stadium. The Cats draw blood first in the first inning. They have a run largely by way of a walk and then a nice solid hit. There's a ball grounded from Charlton, and it goes to first base, and he gets him. Nice job by Hughes to pick that ball up. So it was a 6-3, and we may see a lot of those before it's over with. Here's the DH, Caleb York. As we said, Williams walked, took second base, came around, was moved around to third base, and then Kenton Smith got a single right up the middle to score him. Boston Patterson on the mound for the Cats. He didn't throw an inordinate amount of pitches in the first inning, but I'm sure that we're watching the pitch count, and there's a ball that gets away from Smith. So there's 2 balls and no strikes. There is 1 out in the top half of the second inning. Boston Patterson on the mound for the Cats. Here comes from the windup, and there's a high pitch, so that's 3-0. Boston looks down. Here comes the next pitch, and that's swung on. It's going to be a pop called. Hughes is calling it. And there's the second out. You don't normally see a DH get the green light like that on a 3-0 count, but it certainly happened. Here's the pitcher, Linderkamp. Where's number 25? Blaine steps in from the right-hand side of the plate. Pretty good-sized young man. There's the first pitch, and call strike one. Looking down at his wrist coach is Patterson. Here he's ready. Here comes the next pitch, and there's call strike two. So 2 strikes real quick on the pitcher. Cats could get out of this inning with no runs and then come back and score again. That just makes it that much better for us. Here comes a third pitch, and that ball is hit, and it's hit to right field, and it's going to carry him over. Spiva is picking up the ball, and Linderkamp is at first. He's not going to go any farther. Here's Mason Adams, the second baseman. And there's a pinch runner for... We'll have to see who that pinch runner is. It's number 5, and for the pitcher, Boston Patterson throws. Ball's inside. Got it. Oh my goodness! Almost got him. Ball. If Southern had reached between his legs, he'd have gotten him, but not too many balls got over Hughes' head. But fortunately, Nichols was right there to grab it. But the runner still gets second base. So there's 2 outs, but there's a runner on second base, and possible scoring position for Carthage. Boston Patterson on the mound. He looks back at second base, looks down. Here comes from the stretch, and there's a strike. So there's no balls and 2 strikes on Mason Adams, second baseman. Boston looks back at second base. Here's the next pitch, and that ball's going to be hit right up into the between first and second. That ball had eyes. Looks like they're going to try to score, and they absolutely do. So the speedster, whoever that was, came around and scored from first base. We now have the tied score.
Now batting center fielder, Langston Morgan.
And here's the top of the batting order, Langston Morgan. He got a base hit his first time up, and it was an infield hit. There's the first pitch, and it's a strike. The score's now tied 1-1. Boston Patterson on the mound for the Cats. He had a K in the first inning. Throws back over again, and that's the ball was actually hit, I think, as the base runner was coming back into first base, and Colton Sutherland alertly got up and got over to it before the runner could get himself together and run to second. Here comes a pitch from Patterson, and that's swung on, and it's foul, and it's going to be out of play. So no balls and 2 strikes. Wind is continuing to swirl just a little bit. Patterson kicks, and here's the pitch. And it's going to... Well, the runner gets into second base. Nice recovery and throw by Smith, but it was a little bit too late. The ball was low and outside, and Smith kept it in front of him and got up and got it to second base. So there's a ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, and we're in the second inning, and it's a tie ball game. Smith thought that was a strike. He did a nice job of trying to frame it, give the umpire plenty of opportunity to call it, but the home plate umpire wasn't having any of it. So the count is tied at 2-2. Here comes the next pitch underway, and he striking, got him out. So good job for the Cats again. There was 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and the score after an inning and a half, we're tied up at 1. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is newmac.com. Is your Touchstone Energy partner.
Family Market, located at 201 North Neosho Boulevard, is your friendly hometown grocery store with delicious deli and the best selection of fresh meats and beautiful produce. 0057. That's 451-0057. Check out the Family Market Facebook page for weekly specials. Go Wildcats from Family Market of Neosho.
Second inning. The wind is blowing just a little bit harder now towards right field. Southern steps in. He's ready. He gets comfortable in there, and there's a ball from Linderkamp. 2 balls and no strikes on the first baseman, Colton Southern. He waves it off and says, wait a minute. I need to look this over and take a big deep breath. He holds his hand up to home plate. That one is high, hit, and it's high, and it's going to be out of play as well. So that evens the count at 2-2. Carthage scored a run in the bottom or top half of the second inning. The Cats need to answer right back here. And that's a ball high and outside. That's going to run the count full for Colton Southern. Brody Crane, who had an inside the park home run in the very first ball game that we played against Southwest at Washburn, is up next. And there's a walk.
Now back left fielder, Brody Crane.
Brody Crane, then Jaden Nichols, who is pretty handy with a bat himself, is up next. And then it'll be Vin Versluis. And we know what kind of speed Mr. Versluis has got. Crane started the ball game yesterday against Lebanon, and he showed that he has got some pop, and it looks like he is going to bunt. Pulled it back at the last minute, but it's called strike one. Here comes the pitch. And call from the belt. He's looking down. The Linderkamp is just looking. Now he steps off. Apparently there was a miscommunication between he and his catcher as to what he was going to throw. There is a big hole in the ground between first and second base, and that ball is going to be bunted, and he is safe because it's an error on the first baseman, so we've got runners on first and second. Sutherland gets second, so Crane did his job, but an error allows him to be on base. Here's Caden Nichols, the second baseman. He's one of those guys that's played a lot of different positions for the Cats. The catcher, Henschel's going to call timeout. He's going to take the ball back over and give Linderkamp a chance to breathe for just a minute or two. But Nichols has played second base, he's played shortstop, and he has played third base for the Cats. It's great to have someone like that on your ball club that can play any of those positions. And he bunts the ball and he lays it down, and the pitcher is taking the ball over to first base. We moved people around. Looked like that he had made it there for just a minute. But there is the first out, and that goes from 1 to 3. And runners in scoring position for Mr. Versluis. This young man in the early part of the season has showed us exactly why he's playing center field, because he gets on his horse and he can run. There's the first pitch. It is low for a ball. Southern on third base and Brody Crane on second base for the Cats. Then it's the top of the batting order with Hudson Williams, who scored in the first inning. There's a ball that's high and inside. Lil Enderkamp looking back, look at second base, comes back, and here comes a pitch, and there's another ball. Ball 3. I'm assuming that Versus will just let this next one go by, and that hopefully will load the bases up for the Cats in the top of the batting order. Three and 0, there is one out. We're in the bottom half of the second inning, and the score is tied, and there's call strike. Lil Enderkamp took a little something off of that so he could make sure that he got it over, and I can understand that. I would do much the same. Looks around, and here comes the next pitch coming from the stretch, and turns around, and looks like he's going to throw the ball back to second base, but Brody Crane back there in plenty of time. Here comes the pitch underway, and there's ball 4. So the Cats have got the bases loaded with one out. And here's Hudson Williams. He walked and came around to score in the first inning for the Cats. And Kevin Berge has had just about what he wants out of this, and he's going to stop for a minute, and he's going to catch everybody up. So he goes out to talk to his pitcher. Infield is kind of staying in place, so it may be a short visit to the mound. Cats have got a great opportunity right here to blow this ball game wide open in only the second inning. As we said earlier in the pregame show, Carthage is 6-1. If we can put them in a position where they're not comfortable, by that I mean that we get them behind far enough that they pull the pressure string, a lot of things can happen when you do whatever it takes to try to make it work. And hopefully some things that the Cats can capitalize on. Here's Hudson Williams, and that's a ball. Also did a nice job of keeping that ball in front of him to keep Southern from coming to score from third base. Home plate umpire goes down to first home plate, wipes some dirt off with his foot so we can have a better look at what's going on. Lil Enderkamp looking over, he comes from the stretch, and there's a pitch, call strike 1. Cade Spiva and Quentin Hughes are up next in the batting order. Here comes the next one, and that is outside for a ball. So the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. This ball game has a lot of implications, not only for third place in the Schaefer tournament, but of course Carthage is not only in the COC, but they're also in our Class 6 District 6 district at the end of the year, so we may see them several more times before the year's over with. 3-1's the count, and ball 4, and we're going to walk in a run. So Hudson Williams again starts off with 2 walks. Brody Crane goes over to third base. Vin Versluis goes to second base. And Hudson Williams is at first. Cade Spiva's up. As we said, he had a stand-up triple the other day right into the power alley, about where the right fielder is standing, in fact. And that ball kind of caromed away and took off towards the foul line after it bounced about 3 times, and he stood up triple. First pitch is a ball. And ball low and outside for ball 2. Cats are now up by a score of 2-1 in the second inning. And there is ball 3 to Mr. Spiva. Quentin Hughes is on deck. He has had the opportunity to hit the ball in the power alley and get a triple of his own. There's call strike one. Brody Crane's at third base. Finn Versluis, and there's a ground ball, and it's going to be foul. It's going to go foul. Probably a good decision by the third baseman to just let that ball carry him foul because Crane was already going to score. So it's a full count. There is one out. Bases are loaded. And Cade Spiva is up, and we've got an equipment check by the catcher, so we'll call timeout. He's got his mask back on, and he's going to be ready to go. All the Cats do not need to do is hit into a double play right here. And there's a walk, and that walks in another run.
Brings up the shortstop, Quentin Hughes.
And here's Quentin Hughes. As we said, he has the ability. Now, he struck out his first time up. I'm sure that that's still weighing heavy on him. Catcher wants to go out and talk to his pitcher for just a minute, so Neosho goes out and talks to Linderkamp. Cats have plated 2 in the bottom half of the second inning, and they're now up by a score of 3-1. Linderkamp coming from the stretch. And there's a call strike one. One of the things that we've said earlier, and it continues to be, is we need to be up there with the bat and take whatever is given to us. And if that means a hit to the opposite field, then that's certainly what we want to do. There's a ball low outside. That evens the count at 1-1. I'm just blowing just a little bit on the jerseys. There's a low and inside pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Looks like there's someone warming up in the bullpen over there for the Carthage Tigers. And my eyes can't tell me who that is. Here comes the next pitch, and there is a high skied ball. We'll see if Brody Crane can. Oh, he dropped the ball, so everybody is going to be safe. And a run scores. Hughes is on first base. And here comes Hudson Williams. He's going to score as well.
Second gets to get to third. Yeah, you can take the base. Because they're in the dugout.
Now batting the catcher, Kenton Smith.
So Spiva now is at third base, and Hughes goes into second because of the overthrow. That's an E8. And the Cats have picked up 2 more. So now the score is 5-1 in favor of the Neosho Wildcats. Here's Kenton Smith. He drove in a run in the first inning with a ball right back up the middle. Here comes the pitch. Ball high. Thing we don't need the Cats to do right now is get complacent. We need to keep right on going. Put your foot on the gas. There's a ball that's going to get away from the catcher, but it caroms off of the backstop, and there's no way for the runner to score. Hughes is at second base. Cade Spiva is at third base, and there is 1 out. Here comes the pitch. And there's another one, goes right to the second baseman, though. And he catches it. Everybody stays put, but nice hit. It was hit sharp right at the second baseman. So there is the second out. That brings up Cooper Charlton. He will be the 9th person to bat this inning. Charlton struck out his first time up. Stands in there from the left-hand side of the plate, and he held back. It was called strike one. Here comes the next pitch, and that ball is hit to the shortstop, and he's going to try to make the play over to first base, and he does. And that retires the side. But the Cats do pick up 4 runs on 2 hits. There was a couple plated by walks. At the end of 2 innings, the score is Neosho Wildcats 5 and the Carthage Tigers 1. You're watching Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and we're recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
People's Bank of Seneca, proudly investing in our community and you since 1996. Locations in Joplin, Neosho, and Seneca. Bank PBS, peoplesbankofseneca.com.
April 5th, the Northwest Arkansas Naturals begin their season, and they begin against the Tulsa Drillers. Game time is slated for 7:05. Ticket information is nwanaturals.com, a proud supporter of high school basketball or baseball and KNEO. The Cats have got a 4-run lead, in part because of some hits, in part because we're just pretty disciplined at the plate and drew the walks we need. Boston Patterson's on the mound for the Cats, and he's got to feel pretty good about having that kind of a lead. The third baseman, Ty Harris, is the first batter in the top half of the 3rd inning. Patterson looking, and he works from the windup, which is kind of a stretch, and there's a ground ball that has a seeing eye ground ball up between first and second. Here's Ethan Stark with a runner on first base. He looks like he's prepared to bunt the ball. Maybe he's showing bunting. He's going to come back and swing hard. Boston Patterson on the mound, and that was a big sweeping curveball that a little bit off speed, but did not drop for ball 1. Stark got a hit and was stranded on first base his last time up. That pitch is inside for a ball. Patterson quick pitches back over to first base, and the runner Perry was back in plenty of time. Patterson looking from the stretch. Here comes the pitch, and it is a ball high and inside. I'm sure glad to have you with us today, but come on out. There's plenty of time left, and we've got the championship game after this. It'll start about 6 o'clock. There's a call strike. A little curveball just kind of froze Stark that time. He's got a couple of strikeouts, Boston does, to his resume today. Here comes the next pitch, and that is a high booming ball that Vin Versluis is camping underneath. He makes the play and gets ready to throw the ball back in. So there's the first out, and here is Hauschel. His first time up, he struck out. Boston looks down, looks over at first base. Here comes the first pitch, and that is swung on, and it's going to be out of play for strike 1. The wind has backed off just a little bit now. I'm not sure that didn't have something to play with that ball that was dropped out in right center field. Hughes scored some runs on that ball. Goes right up the middle, and it's going to be a double play ball, and it's done. Great job by the Cats, the double play ball, and we're out of the inning just like that. So it was 6-4, 4-3, and Carthage goes down again. We played 3.5 innings, or 2.5 innings, and the score is Neosho Wildcats 5 and the Carthage Tigers 1. You're watching Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
The Sports Locker, located at 1206 Neosho Boulevard, Neosho, is a proud supporter and supplier of Crowder College athletics. The Sports Locker also specializes in team sports apparel for high schools and Little League teams. They also have Nike and Under Armour clothing, open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, Saturday from 9:30 to 5, and Sundays noon to 5, or online at shopsportslocker.com. Proud supporters of Crowder College athletics.
Welcome back to Roy B. Shaver Stadium, bottom half of the third inning. Hey, everybody at the Neosho Daily News wants to wish the Cats a lot of good luck and go for the win tonight, and that's exactly where we're headed, so we applaud the Neosho Daily News for thinking the same way we are. The batters for the Cats, we plated 9 in the last inning, and it's going to start off the same way with Colton Southern, the first baseman. He walked and came on around to score. And it's going to be Crane and Nichols for Sluice. Then it's the top of the batting order. As we said, Carthage is playing their outfielders just a little bit different. The right fielder is almost in the middle of center and right field. About 4 steps to the right, to the first base side of the power alley, if you can visualize that. The center fielder is almost between the shortstop and second baseman. There is another ball low and outside, so the count's now 2-0. Colton Southern came in and pitched for the Cats the other night and shut the thing down pretty well. He kept that high-scoring offensive Lebanon to 1 run per inning until the end of the ball game. So there is a ball and 2 strikes on Colton Sutherland, the first baseman. And he swung away there's a strike 3.
Now batting, Brody Crane.
Here's Brody Crane. He got on by way of an error and came around to score. He actually bunted the ball, and I'm not sure he had it legged out or not, but the first baseman dropped the ball, and then he made good with it by coming on around and scoring. Here comes the first pitch, and that's swung on, and it's a foul ball right back to the backstop. Nichols for Sluice, and then it's the top of the batting order for the Cats. Lynn Linderkamp, here comes the pitch, and swung on. So Crane is down in the batting order. 2 balls and no balls and 2 strikes. Comes the third pitch, and that one's outside. Thought maybe he'd get Crane to chase one. Linderkamp comes down from the stretch, and here it comes. There's another ball to the outside. So that evens the count at 2-2 with 1 out in the bottom half of the third inning. Linderkamp comes through with a pitch, and there's a swung on for strike 2, another strikeout. So that's a second strikeout in a row now, and here is Jaden Nichols. He bunted, sacrifice 1-3 that brought people into scoring position a little bit earlier. Here comes the first pitch. And there's a little floating curveball that comes across strike 1. It may have taken, and they're swung on back to the backstop. It may have taken Linderkamp that inning because he did walk in a couple of runs to get himself settled down, but he's sure throwing strikes now. No balls and 2 strikes. And there's another strike 3, and he's out. So he strikes out the side, And the end of 3 innings, Neosho Wildcats up over the Carthage Tigers by a score of 5-1. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
You found it, the ultimate car wash, the one that leaves your vehicle looking brand new every single time. Do we have a prep team that pre-washes? You bet. Over 300 ports applying soap to your vehicle? Yes, sir. 40 high-pressure nozzles providing over 2,500 psi of pressure? Who wouldn't? Buff and dry features that dry your car along with combined 100 horsepower blowers? Try 150. Be careful, we might just blow you away.
All Wildcats all the time. Check out the Neosho Wildcat dedicated video portal on kneo.org. It is a site that is dedicated specifically to your Neosho Wildcats. Watch the games live or see the upcoming game schedule on Neosho Wildcats portal at www.kneo.org. Top half of the 4th inning, and the Cats hanging on to a lead. That's the first inning where they were 3 up and 3 down. But the score is still 5-1 in favor of the Cats. Up for Carthage is going to be Stephen Diggs, the first baseman. Then it's the shortstop, Charlton, and the DH, Caleb York. Taylor Stevens Diggs sets in there on the right-hand side. He's a little bit of an imposing figure for a first baseman. Swung on the first pitch, strike 1. Cats need to 3 up, 3 down inning again so we can come back and rattle the bats. Here comes the next pitch from Patterson, and it goes over to third base to Hudson Williams, and it goes to first base for the out. So we've got a 5-3 first out. And here's Brady Carlton, the shortstop. He grounded out 6-3 his first time up. Hudson Williams did a nice job of stopping that ball and getting the ball all the way across, but we've seen him pitch. He had 8 strikeouts the other night, so he's got just a pretty good arm. First pitch from Boston Patterson's call, strike 1. Comes almost from the stretch, but that ball is outside. Up to this point, Boston Patterson's been very economical with his pitches. Here comes the next pitch underway, and that's swung on for a strike, so there is a ball and 2 strikes on the shortstop. That ball is low and outside. So the count is 2-2, and there's 1 out. We're in the top half of the 4th inning. There's the next pitch. Looked like he wanted to swing at it, but thought better of it for a ball. So there's a full count on the shortstop, Charlton. Here comes the next pitch underway, and it's inside for a walk. So Carlton goes down to first base, and here is the DH, Caleb York. After York, it'll be the pitcher, Linderkamp, and then it will be Mason Adams, and it's the top of the batting order. Cats got out of the last inning with the pitcher's best friend, double play ball, so possibility to do that again. Here comes a pitch from Patterson, and that's swung on. Goes to third base, over to second for the force out, and he slides into first base safe. But we got the force out at second base. Nice job by third baseman Williams again. So York is on by way of a fielder's choice, and it is a 5-4 put out at second base. The Linderkamp, he got to hit a double and came around to score the 1 run that Carthage has. That ball's low and inside for ball 1. Boston Patterson looks over at first base, long stretch, and here's the pitch, strike one. He's got that little curveball that just almost freezes the batter, and it's a little bit of an off-speed pitch on top of that. Ball's thrown over to first base, and it is overthrown, and the runner will go on to second base. We'll see if he tries to go to third base, but doesn't look like it. We'll get the ball back in. So York goes to second base on an overthrow. And the Tigers now have one in scoring position. Here comes the next pitch from Patterson, a big stretch, and here comes a pitch underway, and that's a ground ball, and it's going to go to Hughes. Hughes over to first base, and that retires the side. So the Cats do another good job of making the Tigers strand one on base after 3.5 innings of play. It's the Neosho Wildcats 5 and the Carthage Tigers 1. You're watching Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
A new era in local sports begins. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report is where you'll find all of your local sports information. Join Sports Director Michael Imami and reporters Chaz Wright and Tashina Coleman every night. We cover Little League, high school athletics, Missouri Southern, and Pittsburgh State, along with countless community colleges in the 4 states. We cover it all. So whether you're a Chiefs, Cardinals, Eagles, or Wildcats fan, you won't want to miss the Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report.
McKay Quality Roofing is a proud supporter of KNEO Radio and the Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. They are located in their new offices at 8115 South Neosho Boulevard. They specialize in roof removal and replacement of residential and commercial properties. In order to serve you better, they have offices in Neosho, Cassville, and Grove, Oklahoma. Call McKay Quality Roofing at 417-455-3326 for a free quote or online at McKayQualityRoofing.com for more information. And go Cats!
Welcome back to Roy B. Schaefer Stadium. This is the third place ball game for the Roy Schaefer tournament over at the high school. We've got the track and field meet. It is the Harry Lineberry Open House, and it's a 2-day event, so there's a lot going on all over Neosho. Linderkamp has had one hiccup, and that was in the second inning when he walked in a couple of runs, and then the Cats got a couple of good hits. So here is Versluis. Versluis in the top of the batting order, Hudson Williams, who has walked twice and scored both times. The first pitch is a ball. There's another. I was called strike. Count now is 1-1. Versluis thought that was a little bit far inside, and he was spending more time trying to get away from it than he was watching to see if it was a strike, and I understand that. Here comes the next pitch, and that's a ball, and it's high inside. 2 balls and a strike from Linderkamp. Here comes the next pitch underway, and that's a foul away. Swung on, foul ball, strike 2. Comes the next pitch from Linderkamp, and that just reached out there and touched, and it got over the first baseman's head. Nice piece of hitting by Versluis, and he's on first base.
Now batting third baseman, Hudson Williams.
Here's Hudson Williams. As we said, he has walked twice. In fact, in the last 2 ball games, he has walked 5 times. So his on-base percentage is way up there, and he's come around and scored twice. We'll see what kind of speed Mr. Versluis has got, because he's gone. And it's not even going to be close. He's at second base. You know, we talked about he and a couple of the others have got some speed. If they get on first base, it's almost a foregone conclusion they're going to be on second here in just a little bit. So there's no outs. Here's Hudson Williams and a runner in scoring position at second base in Vin Versluis. And there's a ball that is hit right out to center field, and we're going to score. And he comes in and scores. Williams takes second base on the throw. Cats score again, and the score's now 6-1. That ball went right up the middle for Williams, and then he took second base. So there's still no outs, and here comes the coach. Coach Berge's going to talk things over for just a minute or two. The rest of the infield is in there with him. And Linderkamp is walking off. I'm assuming he's going to go to another base. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. So we'll take time out for this and try to get this mess all straightened out, and we'll be right back with you. You're watching Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO Neosho Wildcat Sports Network.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce invites you to download the new Experience Neosho app, available for free on the Apple and Google Play Store. Your guide to eat, shop, play, and stay in Neosho, and your direct link to KNEO Wildcat Sports. Download the app, register to win weekly prizes, and listen to your favorite Wildcat sports. Good luck, Wildcats. We can't wait to hear you ring that bell.
We all have those days where we don't want to get up. But when we have true discipline and choose to rise up, we become the best version of ourselves. To start your journey today, visit risefitnesscenter.com.
Welcome back to Roy B. Shaver Stadium. It looks like the new pitcher is going to be the shortstop, Brady Carlton. He's taking some warm-up pitches. Looks like Linderkamp is either going to be playing third base or shortstop. We'll see here in just a minute or two, but it looks like that Carlton has some pretty good pep. Cade Spiva is the batter. The runner is Hudson Williams, and he is on second base. Looks like Linderkamp is going to be playing third base, and the second baseman, Mason Adams, is going to be over at shortstop. There's no outs. The Cats have scored one, and there's a runner on second base. Here comes the first pitch from Carlton, and it's inside for a ball. Well, we'll find out who that is at second base in just a minute. Carlton stands in, and there's the next pitch, and that is a high pitch, and it goes to the center fielder, and Hudson Williams just stays there at second base, but that was a well-hit ball. Unfortunately, it was right to the center fielder, so there is one out. And here's Quentin Hughes. Hughes actually hit a high ball. The wind helped him out a little bit and ended up on second base by way of an error because the center fielder dropped the ball. Hughes struck out his first time up. Carlton looks back at second base, sees Williams. Here comes the first pitch. And, well, now let's see if it's a ball. Okay, it looked like the home plate umpire was calling it a strike because Hughes held back, but it is a ball. There is one ball, no strikes. There's one out. Brady Carlton on the mound in relief of Linderkamp, who's now playing third base. Throws the ball back to second base. Hudson Williams back there in plenty of time. Bottom half of the fourth inning, and the Cats are ahead by a score of 6-1 over the Carthage Tigers. Here comes the pitch. And that ball is, in fact, it did get away from the catcher, but Hudson Williams heads up play, gives down to third base. So now all Hughes has got to do is launch one out of the infield. And the Cats score again. Here comes the pitch. And there's another ball, so it's a 3-0. 3-0 count. We'll see if Hughes gets the green light here. At this point, as disciplined as he is, I'd say that he's probably going to take the pitch. And he does. And he thought it was a ball, but I'm playing a little mind game with the home plate umpire, I think, that time. For strike one. 3-1's the count. Hudson Williams getting ready to score again. And there's ball four. So Hughes walks. And that brings up Canton Smith. Canton had the hit that drove in the first run for the Cats in the first inning. He flied out to a hard, sharp shot to the second baseman the last time he was up. But Canton has had 2 hits in his last 3 times, finishing up with the hit that he got last night against Lebanon. That was right up the middle, by the way. Hughes takes a big lead off of first base, and that ball is fouled off for strike 1. Freddie Carlton on in relief of Linderkamp. And there is 1 out. There's no balls and 1 strike. Comes from the stretch, and here's the pitch. And looked like that one maybe was going to get away from the catcher, but wisely held everybody up. So the count now is 1-1. There is 1 out. Smith is standing in there, and he's playing with his helmet a little bit, and there's a run. He's going to go all the way to second base. Hughes is at second base with a stolen base, and there's not even a play. So runners on second and third now with 1 out. After Smith, it'll be Cooper Charlton, then it's Colton Southern. Smith standing in there waiting on the pitch, and there's a call strike. Count now is even at 2-2. I want you to join Larry Perkins and I Tuesday night as we go over to Pittsburgh. There's a ball that bounces in front of home plate. That makes the count 3-2. For a 4:30 start, we'll have the pregame show at 4 o'clock as we play St. Mary's Culligan. It's a game that we have every year. It's normally a home deal, and they came to our house last year. Here comes a pitch, and there's a solid hit right up the middle, and that's going to score 1, maybe 2 runs. So Kenton Smith showing us that he can hit the ball and continues to hit it up the middle, and the Cats score again. Hudson Williams scoring, and Hughes taking third base. So now we've got runners on the corners. There's still just 1 out. And Drake Swift is going to go over to first base to be the pinch runner, the courtesy runner for Canton Smith. Cats are up 7-1 in the 4th inning, and there's still just 1 out. Look for Drake Swift to do just exactly as we said what his last name means, and he will take off here in just a minute. And there's a call strike 1 to the left-handed short sophomore, Cooper Charlton. Steps back in there, looks around for just a minute. Drake Swift takes off, and there's no play. The ball goes right back. So we've got runners on second and third now. Here comes the next pitch from Charlton, and it's low, and that's going to get away from the catcher, and it's going to go back, but everybody's going to stay put. He's down there at third base with that sliding mitt on that has become popular of late to protect his throwing hand. Hounshaw wants to go out and have a word or two with his pitcher, just to kind of calm him down a little bit. Here's the situation. Runners on second and third. There is 1 out. We're in the bottom half of the 4th inning. The count is 2 balls and a strike to Cooper Charlton. Here comes the next pitch, and it's held back, and it's high for ball 3. Looked like he really wanted to get in there on that one, but it just kept right on rising. And there's ball 4, and he walks. So Charlton's on first, Drake Swift is on second, and Hughes is on third base. Here's Colton Southern. He walked and came around to scored, and he struck out. All the Cats have got to do is launch a ball out of the infield. Here comes the first pitch from Charlton, and it's outside for a ball. Carlton looks down, and Carlton looks down, and there's a ball on the inside for ball 2. Brady Carlton in relief of Lalinder Camp, who's playing now third base. And the coach wants to come out. Apparently he sees something, because he's going to, normally they'd do that not in the middle of a batter. So he may need to stop and talk for just a minute or two. Glad to have you with us. It's the bottom half of the 4th inning. This is the 3rd place game in the Roy Shaver tournament. The Cats got here by beating the Trojans of Southwest Washburn 4-3 in 8 innings. Then they turned around and beat Purdy at 6 o'clock that night by a score of 10-4. They got beat last night by one of the teams that's playing for first place, and that is the Lebanon Yellow Jackets. Carthage got here by winning 2 ball games, getting beat by Stratford, who is the other team, by the way, in the championship game. So this is pretty much, according to statistics, the way that it's supposed to be. Coach is talking to his pitcher, and the home plate umpire comes back and says, okay, guys, let's kind of break this up and let's get on to the ball game. Ball game started just about right on time. It's been going an hour and 10 minutes, and we're in the 4th inning. Sutherland's up. He's got 2 balls and no strikes. Here comes the next pitch from Carlton, and it is outside for a ball. So 3-0 now, and as much as Southern would like to swing the bat, he's probably not going to do it this time, and that's ball 4. He walks, and another run comes in. So Hughes scores. Drake Swift goes to 3rd. Cooper Charlton goes to 2nd. And on another walk, Colton Southern is on first base. Here's Brody Crane. Brody Crane has the power, if he were to connect, to put this ball game way out of way. And he's getting his swings too. He's strike 1. Carlton looks down. Here comes the pitch. And there's another swung on, strike 2. There's still just 1 out, so it's going to be Nichols and Versluis, who's the one that started this thing to begin with in this inning. He got a base hit and came around and scored. Here comes, and Crane swings at another one for strikeout. So there's 2 outs now. Here is second baseman Jaden Nichols. Carlton looks down. Here comes his pitch. Ball outside. Nichols struck out his last time up. I'm sure he remembers that. And there is a pitch that is swung on, and it's going to go back here to the soccer field. That evens the count at 1-1. Cats scored 1 in the first, 4 in the second, and so far 3 here in the 4th. And that hit him, so that's going to bring in another run. Okay, so Drake Swift scores. Move Cooper Charlton to 3rd. Southern goes to 2nd. And here is Vin Versluis. He's the one that started this with a little bloop single over the first baseman's head. There's 2 outs. And he's going to step back out for just a minute. Reaches down and hits home plate with his bat. He's setting ready to go. And there's a swung on foul ball, strike one. This is the 10th batter this inning for the Wildcats. And here comes the next pitch. And that's a hard hit ball. It is high, but underneath it is the center fielder. He camps under it, makes the play. So the Cats score 1, 2, 3, 4. And the score is now 9-1 in favor of the Neosho Wildcats. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll take time out for this and be right back.
People's Bank of Seneca, proudly investing in our community and you since 1996. Locations in Joplin, Neosho, and Seneca. Bank PBS, peoplesbankofseneca.com.
At the Hillcrest Church of Christ, we're striving to be His own people, eager to do what is good. Join us for worship at 10 and 6 Sundays, and for class Sunday morning at 9 and Wednesday evening at 7. You're sure to find a warm welcome and friendly people seeking to please God according to His Word. Wildcats, join us every Tuesday morning before school for Devo and Donuts at 7 a.m. Learn more about the Hillcrest Church of Christ at neoshochurchofchrist.org.
Well, welcome back to Roy B. Shaver Stadium. A lot of background noise, and the reason there's so much background noise is because Coach Bo Hessel and his crew have put together a smorgasbord up here for anybody that would like to have something to eat, and there's several people certainly taking advantage of it. Hey, keep up with the latest Neosho broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure and like us on Facebook at facebook.com, KNEO Radio, or follow us on Twitter, I guess it's called X now, at KNEO 91.7 Sports, or download the KNEO iPhone or Android app. You can also watch the ball games on those apps, so download the KNEO iPhone or app today. Boston Patterson in his 5th inning of service out on the mound for the Neosho Wildcats, and the batter is Mason Adams. Switched over to shortstop a little while ago. The first pitch was a strike, and this one comes in high for a ball. Cats need one more inning like they had, which is hold Carthage to where they are and score a couple more runs, and this ball game will be over. Boston Patterson looking down. The question isn't just exactly how much stamina does he have. Here comes the next pitch, and that one was a little outside for ball 2, or ball 3, excuse me. Adams got a base hit in the 2nd inning and was stranded at second base, and there is a base hit. Ball right in front of Cade Spiva. Spiva wisely waits and plays it on the bounce. Here's the top of the batting order, the center fielder Langston Morgan. He had a single his first time up, infield single, then he struck out his second time up. Boston Patterson looks over at first base. He works from the stretch. Here comes the first pitch, and there's a ball hit to second base. There's one. Well, we got the runner at second, and the runner at first is on by way of a fielder's choice. So the Cats did get one out there by 6-4. And I'll tell you what, this deal of Hughes and Nichols is turning into quite a double play machine. Here is Ty Perry. He had a single his last time up. There's now one out. And there's a pitch and swung on strike 1. It's the top half of the 5th inning, and the Cats are ahead by a score of 9-1. Here comes the next pitch from Boston Patterson. Call strike 2. Boston just seems to be very comfortable just kind of kind of cruising along here. He's in the zone. Looks over at first base. Here comes the next one, and it's swung on, foul back, and the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. The throw back over to first base almost got the runner. And the ball came out of Colton's glove. And here comes the pitch from Patterson. And then swung on again. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes, 1 out in the top half of the 5th inning. Top of the batting order for the Cats when we come up in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Patterson keeping Mason Adams over there honest at first base. And there's another throw back over. Patterson's a junior, so it's good to see some of these younger guys come in and solidify the pitching rotation for the next time around. And we got him. No, we did not. Home plate umpire, or base umpire, called it. Looked like that Kenton Smith had Adams way off at first base. So the count's a ball and 2 strikes. There is 1 out. Here comes the next pitch, and it's popped up, and it's going to be out of play. And the count will remain a ball and 2 strikes. Next ball game is going to be the Lebanon Yellow Jackets against Stratford. Stratford has not lost a ball game from what I understand this year. The Yellow Jackets have got 1 hiccup. They played Joplin and got beat by them. There's a run on, and that's foul back. So the hit and run was on that time for Carthage. It was to no avail because it was a foul ball.
Tate's hanging in there.
Where's that? And the batter is number 5. We'll see if we can find out who it is. He came in when we had the pitching change. Here comes the next pitch, and there's a strikeout. And the runner goes on down to second base, but that's okay. We got the strikeout on Perry. And we'll see who comes up. All right, now this is number 30, and this is Ethan. So there's 2 outs. Here is Ethan Stark, and the runner just went on to second base. And Mason. I'm sorry, we'll get it right here in a minute. The runner at second base is Morgan because he got on by way of a fielder's choice a little while ago. Patterson takes a big, deep breath, looks back, looks up, looks back. Here comes the pitch, and there's a call strike. Looked like that Stark wanted to take a big swing at that. He had a single in the first inning and was stranded at second base. Then he flied out to center field his last time up. Boston Patterson just kind of cruising right along, and there's a swing. And Smith was up and throwing the ball over to third base, but the runner is in plenty of time. So with 2 outs now, Carthage has got a runner on third base. There is a ball and 2 strikes on Ethan Stark. Boston looks, and here comes the pitch. Nice job by Smith to smother that ball and keep it in front of him, keep the runner from scoring. Cats have taken advantage of the double play ball twice. They've taken advantage of the force out at second 3 times during the ball game. That's got to make Coach Hessel feel real good about the defense, the way they're playing today. Well, the count is 2-2 now, and there is 2 outs in the top half of the 5th inning. A runner on third base. Boston Patterson on the mound for the Cats. Here comes the pitch, and there is a hard hit ball. We don't know what's happening there, but apparently it was caught by Brody Crane. We can't see over there, so the Cats do it again. And after 4.5 innings of play, Neosho Wildcats 9 and the Carthage Tigers 1. We'll be back with the top of the batting order right after this.
Singing is my career and my calling, but I'm also a mother of 4.
And as entrepreneurs, we weigh the cost of every decision.
Medical bills are no longer a worry for our family, so I can focus on my calling.
And our family.
Joining Christian Healthcare Ministries was one of the best decisions we ever made. We're the Blair family, and this is our CHM story.
Choose your doctor without network restrictions, all at an affordable price. Enroll anytime at chministries.org/enroll.
People's Bank of Seneca, proudly investing in our community and you since 1996. Locations in Joplin, Neosho, and Seneca. Bank PBS, peoplesbankofseneca.com.
That's the top half, or bottom half of the 5th inning. Looks like there is a new pitcher for Carthage. As soon as we can figure out who it is, we will let you know. Looks like that maybe Carlton has gone back to shortstop, and Adams has gone back to second base. But looks like it's maybe number 14. We'll figure out who that is and let you know here in just a minute or two.
Now pitching number 14, Ty Perry.
Ty Perry is pitching now, and he was the third baseman earlier, so that rotation over there just kind of gone around. Here's Hudson Williams. Hudson Williams has had 2 walks, and he scored 3 times. He had a single his last time up. Here comes the first pitch from Perry, and that's a swung on. It's a high ball. Hopefully it'll be out of play. We'll see here in just a minute. No, it was a fair ball, and it got by him. We don't know what happened, but Hudson Williams is on first base. It's one of the biggest problems here is you can't see left field, so you can't see exactly what happens. But Hudson Williams is on first base, and that is the 7th time he's been on base in 7 bats. Cade Spiva, the right fielder, is up. He flew out to center field his last time up, and there's a hard hit ball, and the center fielder is going to be coming up underneath it, and we had the hit and run on, and Hudson Williams has to get back. So the first out to center fielder Morgan, and here's Quentin Hughes. Cats just need a couple, and this ball game is over with. After Hughes, it'll be Canton Smith, who's had 2 hits in the ball game today. And there goes Hudson this time, and he's going to be in there. So now we've got a runner in scoring position at second base. There's a ball and no strikes on Quentin Hughes. Quentin Hughes flight out. No, he walked and came around and scored in the last inning. Oh, there's a ball that is lifted out. It could be in the power alley. The center fielder's trying to come over and catch it, and he does. But Hudson tags up and goes to third. So there's 2 outs now. And here's Canton Smith. We need another one of those shots right up the middle in order to get another run in for the Cats. After Smith, it's going to be Cooper Charlton, the DH. Canton steps in. He kind of messes with his helmet just a little bit. Here comes the first pitch from Perry, and it's low and outside for a ball. Perry pitching from the stretch. Here comes the next pitch, and that's a call, strike one. Canton kind of watching that one all the way. And here's the stretch and the pitch, and there's a ball outside. 2 balls and a strike on the catcher, Canton Smith, who has had 2 hits in the ball game so far, and another RBI is just down at third base. Here comes the pitch, and he takes a cut at it. Strike 2. That evens the count at 2-2. In the top half of the 6th inning, it's going to be the catcher, Houshel, then Stephen Diggs, and Carlton for the Tigers. And he hits that ball, goes all the way, goes to the shortstop coming up with it, and makes the play. So the Cats are down. They leave one stranded on third base. That was a 6-3 out, but the score remains the same. After 5 innings of play, Neosho Wildcats are up by a score of 9-1. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Well, PA announcer Dave Marty over there thanking some of the sponsors for their support. That reminds me, maybe we ought to do the same thing. This ball game is being brought to you by Edgewood Bowl, People's Bank of Seneca, Missouri Southern State University, Compton CPA, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Calvary Baptist Church, Crowder College, and your State Farm agent, Eric Norris. We'll continue moving right along, and Hudson Patterson on the mound. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And top half of the 6th inning, Cats are up by a score of 9-1. It's going to be the catcher, Zach Houshel. Then it's going to be the first baseman, Taylor Stephen Diggs. And then it's going to be the shortstop, who pitched for just a period of time and went back to his position, Brady Carlton. Yeah. Looks like Cats have got a new catcher.
Leading off the top of the 6th, catcher, Zach Osha.
Cats have a new catcher. There's Houshel, and Patterson still on the play. There's the first pitch, swung on, strike 1. Yeah, it is. I believe it's number 4. Brody Crane is taking over the catching duties from Canton Smith. So Canton gets a little bit of a break. Here comes the next pitch, and it's swung on, strike 2. So there's a ball and 2 strikes. Now, the question now is who's out in left field. We can't see out there to be able to tell. And there's another foul ball. Yeah, we were hearing what we've been saying for 2 years now. You can't see over there. There's a hard hit ball. Okay, Spiva comes in and makes the catch. Great catch by Spiva. A sliding catch for the first out. So there's one out, and here's the first baseman, Taylor Stephen Diggs. He has grounded out 6-3, then he grounded out 5 5-1 actually. And here comes a pitch from Boston Patterson, called strike one. If we can get this stopped here in the 6th inning, do the same thing we did in the 5th inning, and the Cats come up and score 2, then this ball game's over with. There's a ground ball to Colton Sutherland, but it's going to be called a foul ball, which he would have had the out at first base. So ball game after this, it's going to be Lebanon and Stafford for the first and second place of the Schaefer tournament. Cats have had a good tournament so far, other than last night. And there's a ball that is going to be out of play. Stephen Diggs just kind of put his bat out there and kind of touched that ball, and it went out of play over in the bullpen on the right-hand side. Here comes the next pitch, and it's going to go back to Patterson. Patterson makes the throw over to first base, and there's a second out. So 1-3 for the second out, and here is Brady Carlton. He has walked once, and he has grounded out 6-3. Here comes the pitch. Nice job by Crane to block that ball. Here comes the next pitch from Patterson, and that's a ball 2. Patterson's done a nice job of keeping Carthage players guessing. He's mixed up a lot of pitches. There's a call strike. Certainly has had good control throughout the ball game. And there is a ground ball that's going to be fouled back, and that evens the count at 2-2. 2 outs, top half of the 6th inning. Cats up by 9-1. Boston Patterson on the mound the whole way. Here comes his last pitch, and that's swung on strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down, and Boston Patterson records another K. You are watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We're going into the bottom half of the 6th inning, and the Cats are up by a score of 9-1. We'll be right back after this.
I am a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm here to talk about life, your dreams, your work, your family, and how you can protect it all with a company that will talk to you with the honesty of a farmer and take care of you with the integrity of a neighbor. I'll make sure no detail is left uncovered so your family can breathe easy. Because just like you, I chose to build a life in Missouri too. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm from Missouri for life.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
Singing is my career and my calling, but I'm also a mother of 4.
And as entrepreneurs, we weigh the cost of every decision.
Medical bills are no longer a worry for our family, so I can focus on my calling.
And our family.
Joining Christian Healthcare Ministries was one of the best decisions we ever made. We're the Blair family, and this is our CHM story.
Choose your doctor without network restrictions, all at an affordable price. Enroll anytime at chministries.org/enroll.
Clark Funeral Home, Calvary Baptist Church, Neosho Daily News, Crowder College, Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson, and Insurance Benefit Consultants all combined to bring you the ball game today. So if you get an opportunity to go by and tell those people thank you. They don't get anything out of it but just the joy of being able to support Neosho athletes. Bottom half of the 6th inning, the Cats need 2 to end this ball game. And Charlton is up on the left-hand side of the plate. That ball is high and outside for a ball. Ty Perry, and there's a call strike, on in relief of Brady Carlton, who is in relief of Blaine Linderkamp. And there's a hard hit ball, and that may very well drop in. No, it's going to be caught by the center fielder for the first out.
Now back to first baseman, Colton
Here's Colton Southern. He has walked twice. He struck out once, but he came around to score in the second inning. Cats scored 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 0 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and 0 in the fifth. And there is one that is launched out, and it's going to go over to the right fielder for the catch. So there's the second out of the side. Hey, here's Brody Crane, who moved in from left field to catcher. He's yet to get the bat on the ball today. He got on by way of an error, came around and scored in the second inning. And then he struck out a couple of times. He happens to get the bat on the ball. It could go a long ways. Here comes the pitch from Perry. And there's a solid hit, just exactly like we talked about. It's going to be out of play, but that ball was knocked over into the batting cages down left field. Here comes the pitch from Perry, and there's another solid hit. That one's going to go, and it's going to be, Crane's going to get at least a double, maybe a triple out of it, because he's got quite a bit of speed, and he'll hold up at second base. So Brody Crane picks up a hit. And a runner on second base. Here is Jaden Nichols. Nichols has struck out once. He has flied out once. He was hit by a pitch and stranded at first base. Runner on second base, just a matter of launching the ball to the outfield and putting it in play. There's a ball high. Finn Versluis is up right after him, then it's the top of the batting order. Perry looks down, he stretches from the belt, here's the pitch, and there's a swung on strike one. So we've got a runner on second base, there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning, and there's a ball and a strike on the second baseman Nichols. Here comes the next, and he steps back just a little bit. That one's inside for ball 2. Versluis has come around and scored twice. He hit fly ball into center field his last time up. So if he gets up, and there's a chance that we could have the bases loaded for the top of the batting order. Perry looks over at second base. Here's the pitch, and there's a ball that is hit back out of play, and it's a full count. Three balls and 2 strikes on Nichols. Perry looks down. Here comes the delivery, and he struck out. Not very happy with himself, but all the Cats have got to do is now, top of the 7th inning, take care of business, and this ball game is over. So after 6 innings of play, Neosho Wildcats 9 and the Carthage Tigers 1. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcats Network. We'll be right back after this.
At Calvary Neosho, we aren't your grandmother's church, because she lives in Akron, Ohio, and that would be a terribly long commute for church. But if she did live in Neosho, we at Calvary would be delighted to have her come visit us. And since you live here, we would definitely like you to come visit us. Then, when your Nana comes to visit for Christmas, you can bring her to church and introduce us to her. We're sure she is a delightful lady. You can find us at Facebook/Calvary of Neosho, or join us in person at 3650 Oak Ridge Extension. We gather for worship Sundays at 10:30 a.m. Calvary Neosho. Not your grandma's church, but we'd sure like to meet her.
Are you hitting the road without the protection you need? Your car is your trusted companion, but it still needs a safety net. Get the auto insurance you deserve with Community Insurance. Our affordable plans are designed to protect you from life's little bumps and unexpected detours. Visit our website at firstcommunityinsurance.net or call us today at 870-793-9876. Community Insurance, your trusted companion on the road of life. Community Insurance is a subsidiary of First Community Bank.
Well, welcome back to Roy Schaefer Stadium. This is the 3rd place ball game in the Roy Schaefer tournament. The Cats, all they've got to do is take care of business right here, and this ball game is over. Boston Patterson on the mound for the Cats has gone the whole way, and Carthage has not been able to figure him out just yet. Here comes the first pitch, and that is low and inside, and that is to the designated hitter, Caleb York. York got on by way of a fielder's choice the last time up, but there's a strike. And he flied out to the shortstop, Hughes. Here comes the next pitch. A little low and outside for a ball. Cats have been very disciplined at the plate during this ball game. They've drawn several walks and made Carthage pay for it by coming around and scoring. There's a pop fly that is going out in the center left field, called for by the shortstop Hughes, and there's the first out. 2 more and it's over with. Here is the Linderkamp. Linderkamp is playing third base. He started the ball game pitching for them. Here comes the first pitch, and that is swung on for strike one. Foul ball. Cats have done a good job running the bases as well today. And the defense has been just pretty fair. There's a ball that's high. Here comes the next pitch from Boston Patterson, and that ball is hit, and it is hit a ton. And that ball it's going to be a ground rule double. So Linderkamp gets a ground rule double. That ought to at least help his feelings a little bit. He had another hit in the second inning. Here's Mason Adams. He's playing second base. He's had 2 hits in the ball game as well. There's a ball low. The young junior out on the mound just needs to gather himself and stop and think his way through. We've got 1 out. We need to get in 2 more, and we're home free. Here comes the next pitch, and that's a call strike. After Adams, it's the top of the order. Langston Morgan, the center fielder. He got on by way of a fielder's choice his last time up. There's the next pitch, and that ball is hit to second baseman Nichols. Goes right through his legs, and here's going to be the run score. So Adams gets on by way of an error. But here's Langston Morgan. He has struck out. He got on by way of a sacrifice, and he hit a single in the first of the inning, and that's going to be it. We're going to bring in a new pitcher. Nice job by the junior Boston Patterson. I'm not real sure who we're... Well, it looks like it may be... We're going to have a pitching change. We'll try to get all this taken care of, and we'll come right back. Cats just need 2 outs. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
Are you hitting the road without the protection you need? Your car is your trusted companion, but it still needs a safety net. Get the auto insurance you deserve with Community Insurance. Our affordable plans are designed to protect you from life's little bumps and unexpected detours. Visit our website at firstcommunityinsurance.net or call us today at 870-793-9876. Community Insurance, your trusted companion on the road of life. Community Insurance is a subsidiary of First Community Bank.
Well, welcome back to the ballpark. We're still trying to figure this all out. Finn versus Sluice, the center fielder, has come in to pitch. He's thrown a couple of pitches, and he's putting the wrist rocket on. We're not sure who that is out in center field, but we're at the Roy Shaver Ballpark in the Marion Family Sports Complex. This is the third place game for the Roy B. Shaver Memorial Tournament. Cats are up by a score of 9-2. There is one out, two more. Top half of the seventh inning, two more outs, and this ball game is over. So looks like that's number 15 out in center field. If my old eyes could tell me for sure. I'm not sure whether it is or not. If it is, that is Trevin Beaver. He's a freshman. Versluis looking at his wrist coach. And one run is scored and a runner on first base. He works from the stretch, and the first pitch is low for a ball. Okay, here's the second pitch from Versluis. And there's a strike. Swung on strike one. Patterson got the first out in the inning, and Versluis comes on after there's a run scored. There was a towering double by Linderkamp. Here's the next pitch, and it's going to be a ball hit to the second baseman. He's up and over to first base for the second out. So we come from Nichols over to Southern. I'll get it right here in just a minute for the second out. I'm trying to do four things at once, but there's two outs, and the runner goes on to second base. Here's Ty Perry. He is the pitcher of record right now, and a runner on second base. Versluis looks back at second base. Here comes a pitch underway. We want you to stay tuned after the ball game for the post-game show that's being brought to you by Crowder College. We'll have some things to talk about. I'm sure Coach Hessel will come up and maybe bring a player or two along with him. Versluis stretches, looks at second base, looks back at second base again. Here comes a pitch underway, and it jumps up, and Brody Crane holds the ball wisely because the runner had a good shot at it. So Mason Adams is on third base, but that's okay. That is non-consequential as long as the Cats get Perry right here. And there's 2 balls and no strikes. There's 2 outs. There's ball outside. Versluis working from the stretch. Here comes the pitch, and it's high for ball 4. So Perry goes down to first base with a base on balls, and that brings up Ethan Stark, number 30. Stark has had a hit. He's flied out to Versluis in center field, and then he flied out to left field his last time up. Runners on first and third, and looks like there is a courtesy runner for Carthage. Versluis coming from the stretch. Here comes the first pitch, and that popped up in the air. It's being called for by Nichols. He's got it, and that's the ball game. So the Cats win it, and they are the third place team, beating the Carthage Tigers by a score of 9-2. We're going to take time out for this, and then we'll be back with our post-game show, and we'll wait and see if Coach Hessel comes up and visits with us for just a few minutes. But you're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
A new era in local sports begins. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report is where you'll find all of your local sports information. Join Sports Director Michael Imami and reporters Chaz Wright and Tashina Coleman every night. We cover Little League, high school athletics, Missouri Southern, and Pittsburgh State, along with countless community colleges in the 4 states. We cover it all. So whether you're a Chiefs, Cardinals, Eagles, or Wildcats fan, you won't want to miss the Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Welcome back to Roy Shaver Stadium. The championship ball game will be getting underway here in just a little bit, but this is the post-game show that is being brought to you by Crowder College. Well, the Cats win it in convincing fashion in 6.5 innings. They beat the Carthage Tigers by a score of 9-2. The guy that did all the work for Neosho was Boston Patterson. He was able to keep Carthage off of their way, and I'm going to assume that he probably came out because of a pitch count, but he did a great job. Defense was great. We had a couple of double play balls. We also had 3 force outs at second base, so that tandem of Hughes Nichols is just getting better and better all the time. I don't believe Neosho had a single error in the ball game. It was an exciting time, and we are grateful to be able to be here to bring you that ball game. We will see if Coach is coming up here in just a minute or two. But once again, the Cats win it, and they take third place by a score of 9-2 over a Carthage team that came in with a record of 6-1. But junior Boston Patterson certainly had them guessing the whole time. The biggest hit they got was from the pitcher that started the ball game, and he had a ground rule double. So we're grateful, and here's Coach Bo Hessel. Coach, what a great ball game.
Yeah, it was a great win. We played really well from inning 1 to inning 9. It started with Boston on the mound. Threw really well for us, grinded for us, had his off-speed thrown for a strike, hit his locations, and when you do that and you make guys earn their way on, you see the results. He got to his pitch count there at the end, but he pitched a great game, and our bats came through when we needed them. We took what they were giving us, which were some free bases, and then we made them pay when we had the chances, so it was a good one.
Well, I tell you what, this ball game had a lot of implications to it because we play Carthage in the COC, and then they're also in our district, so we got a chance to see them a couple more times, don't we?
Yes, we will. We'll see them again at home the next time as well. And you're not used to playing district games this early, but especially last game of a tournament's always tough for every team. But I knew with Boston on the mound we were going to be fine. We were going to compete defensively. And if we could just put a few good at-bats together, we were going to get a win.
Well, that tandem of Hughes and Nichols just keeps better and better and better. I think we had 2 double plays, and we had 3 forces at second base.
Yeah, they're getting comfortable with each other. And, Jaden hasn't played with Quentin very much, up until this year, and so they're getting used to it. But they're turning them real quick, and even a couple that we didn't get were well done by him, so they're doing great.
Yeah, the Cats played, I believe they played seamless ball. I don't think there was anything at all. Ken Smith came through with a couple of hits at all. And I will tell you by my count, now Hudson Williams has been on base 7 times in a row.
Yeah, and that's nice to have out of your leadoff, especially a kid that runs as well as he does. Getting him on base and then letting him go is good for us and it's good for our hitters, get guys in scoring position.
Okay, well, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Great victory.
Appreciate it.
Let me talk to Boston here for just a minute or two. Mr. Patterson. Yeah, we'll get it figured out here in just a minute. Here, turn it around this way and put it on there.
Perfect.
Great ball game. Congratulations on a well-pitched ball game.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
It's got to be something for you to realize that the defense behind you is going to got your back the whole time.
Oh yeah. I have a lot of trust in my teammates, and I know, like, especially with Q at shortstop and Jaden at second, that's a very good, middle infield, and then I have a lot of trust in Hudson at third and Colin at first, and it's pretty easy to go out there and just know if I can pitch strikes and we're going to have a good defense behind me, we're going to make some plays.
Well, Boston, you did a really great job of keeping the Carthage kids off of their game. I mean, they never did figure you out. Tell me a little bit about your series of pitches and the combination of pitches you threw.
So my biggest thing is I like to kind of keep them guessing on, like, the timing of my pitching. So I always, I'll tell myself letters or 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi in my head just to keep the pitch counts and, everything kind of mixed up. So I think, and with Canton Smith being back there as catcher, we have a lot of camaraderie and we're really comfortable with each other. So that makes it a lot easier and makes me relax.
Well, I tell you what, you not only are playing well here, you did a great job during football season too.
Yes, sir,
and
I appreciate it.
We've been watching you since you were a freshman, and you were on the kick team and caused a lot of people to kick the ball away from you.
Yes, sir.
Now that says something about your speed too. Congratulations on a great ball game. It was a great win. We'll go to Pittsburgh Tuesday night, won't we?
Yes, sir.
And we'll play St. Mary's Culligan.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully we can get it done there, and I have a lot of trust. We're kind of on a little bit of a streak right now. We have our confidence level high, so I think we can get it done in Pittsburgh next week.
Well, I tell you what, last night was a tough ball game for us, and it was great to be able to right the ship tonight,
yes,
and
sir.
we certainly did that.
Yes,
congratulations on
Thank
a great
you.
ball
I
game.
appreciate you.
You bet. Hey, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Boston Patterson put a lot of pitches together, a lot of combinations, and he got into Carthage's head by keeping their timing off. It was a great win for the Cats, especially after getting a tough one last night from Lebanon, so we're excited about that. Hey, we want to thank you for being with us. God bless you for being with us. Tomorrow's Sunday. Make sure you take time to go out and worship. We will see you Tuesday night. We'll have a pregame show at 4 o'clock. John Ball and Larry Perkins in Pittsburgh, Kansas, against St. Mary's of Culligan. So until we see you again, take care of yourself. It's going to warm up a little bit later on in this week, so you might want to dress pretty warm. That wind was really sharp this morning, so until the next time we see you, go Cats.
This has been a live production of KNEO Sports. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted without the express written consent of KNEO Sports